G'day and welcome back for more Mission Improbable, and I am improbably still alive and back at base, which means I now have to figure out what my best approach is in getting back to my rover with the equipment required to make myself to make it so that I won't suffocate when I get there. What I first thought I would do though is head to the store and see if I can buy any med kits. Yes, I can. Let's buy them all. So not only the med kits, but I should also probably buy, when I can, into the cargo container, some steel plates since it's available here. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to fit in there, or how much. Oh, I can afford all of it. So we bought all the steel plate, that's good, that'll be useful. And I was also going to buy some of these MR50A magazines, because if I buy those, I can actually arm an interior turret and have it shoot down space rocks, which will be useful. But that's about all I have the use for here. Health is a bit higher. Let's take another med kit. Oh, wait, no, there was something else. Bottles. Oxygen bottle. I need oxygen bottles if I can buy them. There we go. So let's pop all those in there. Then I think I had ice on a GPS. Yeah, I do. Okay, let's go grab some. With a hydrogen bottle in my inventory. So if I collect this ice, I'll be able to fill up those oxygen bottles, which means I'll then have enough oxygen bottles to fly comfortably over to my rover, which does have a GPS, Splitsy number 1. And then at the rover, I can then look for some ice and hopefully find it relatively quickly, build an O2H2 gen on it, and then I can always fill up the bottles when I'm there. And then there's no more issues. No more suffocations or near suffocations. I think it's still suffocation if I take that much health damage. It's just I didn't die from it. Now in retrospect, I should have remembered that I had a mining ship there, and I could have used that to come and collect a whole lot more ice than what I just did. But I didn't do that, and I didn't remember that because I spent so much flying, and I think I might have gotten myself a hypoxic brain injury. Apparently. Oh. Anyway. This will still be enough. It's still over 2,000 ice. It'll last. Should have used the drill ship. Why didn't I use the drill ship? Hang on a second. I only got through one of the wrecks, didn't I? Before I had the brush with death. Oh man, I really didn't get very far. I've got a lot more to do. Hey, there we go. Grab all of those, grab a couple of those. And I may as well accept all of the... Oh, no, I don't want to accept the far ones. 49. Sure, why not? The GPS menu with these salvage site is more than a little bit weird. So, for one, we already know that it names them all identically. But sometimes it'll re-enable the ones that you've hidden, particularly when you reload the game. Hasn't happened to me all the time, but it has happened to me some of the time. The other thing that's weird is that you can't rename them, so you can't even rename the ones that are there. What we can do though, is copy it to clipboard, and then select new from clipboard. And that'll put a new one down the bottom. But because this list will reshuffle itself, we're also going to make this one invisible. So we're going to hide it, and then we'll enable this one, and rename it A, and we're also going to recolor it to make sure we know that we've got that one. Now we're going to select one of the other salvage sites, copy it to clipboard, make it hidden, and do new from clipboard. And now we don't have that new site showing up. If I close the menu, open the GPS menu again, it's there down the bottom. So we're going to have to open and close it a bunch of times, but we will eventually get to the point where we've got all of these visible and named and all of the other ones hidden. It's a bit of a faff. It's a bit annoying. Don't know why Keen didn't let us rename them. And anyway, it is what it is. New from clipboard. This one's visible, but the second one I make won't be. I can only make one each time I open this menu. Sometimes. Sometimes it'll let me make more than one, sometimes it won't. It's a bit weird. It's inconsistent. So now with them all labeled, I can decide which ones I'm going to go to, and I can hide the others because I'm not planning on going to them anytime soon. So in this case, I'm not going to go to A, C, or G. I'm already at B, and then I'll go D, F, E. And look at that. Instantly slightly less horrible HUD. It's still pretty horrible. There are a lot of markers I've got on here. I'm tossing up whether to take my mining ship over to the rover or whether to leave it here and just fly in my suit. I'm leaning towards flying in my suit, but I thought I'd give myself a few minutes to think about it by mining some magnesium since it's all been processed, all that's back at the base. So I may as well have those refineries occupied while I'm thinking about it and while I'm traveling over to the rover. Man, that's scary. I need... Oh, where am I? Oh, I was behind it. I need to do what was suggested and put something down to have, to be like a bump parking thing, so I can just bump the drills up against it. Ah, dear. Alright. I think I'm good to go. Oxygen bottles are full. Hydrogen bottles are full. I've got a bit of food. I've got med kits. Where is it? This way. Off I go on the long, long flight. I wonder if it's going to feel longer this time than it felt last time. Because last time felt both really short and really long at the same time, if that makes any sense. Really short in that I really wished I'd had oxygen that would last longer, and really long in that it kept being further away and it kept not being as close as I wanted it to be. Oxygen bottles in. Empty hydrogen bottle, med kits in. Throw a bit of flatbread in there for emergencies. Now, we need an O2H2 gen on this thing. I think for the moment I might just pop it in here. And also need an ore detector. Not sure if I'll have any of the bits I need for that, but can just... Oh, no I do. I was about to say I can just accumulate them as I get them, but nope. They are already there. So that should help me spot any ice as we go around. Make sure it's on full range, yep. Old habits die hard. Now we can finally find out what's at salvage site B. After that slightly harrowing detour. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna go check this ore deposit. If I find some ice straight away, that'll be great. Oh, look at that! Oh man. I could have rolled the dice. There was ice right here. It really wasn't far. It was the one in front of the rover, so there's every chance it would have been the first one I scanned too. Oh, that's funny. Ah well. I think I still made the right decision. There was every chance that I could have ended up searching for ice and losing my one chance at actually getting back home in time. There was also every chance that if I went to... There's some base not too far from here that people were talking about. If I went there and I tried to break into it and steal its oxygen, they would have just shot me. Like, I'm not a good hydro man. I would have just been shot. And then that would have been dead for the whole... Yeah. I feel like I made the right decision. And we can delete this GPS. Oh, that's a rock. Well, that's a deep crater. Let's not go in the crater. And I think this rover could do with some lights. Yes! Yes, this has something I've been wanting for ages! Yes! Hinge! We found a hinge! Found 2 hinges! Oh, yes! I've got hinges now. Alright, let's make sure I check that off. Alright! Oh, happy, happy days. That is awesome. Uh-oh. Where's the mission objective? That's food. That's not mission objective. Oh no. Oh no. Hasn't broken, has it? Where? This is not good. I'm super stoked about the hinges, but why have I not got the mission objective? I can't see it in the inventory anywhere. Is it hiding in a block I can't see on that menu? Really hope so. I'm very confused. I guess I couldn't see what was in the cockpit, so I could check that. That's access denied. Maybe it'll drop when I grind it? Nope. If there was something in there, it would have dropped as a little Dropbox thing. Oh, what's going on? Where else could it be? So the barrels, they have some gold, which is nice and all, but not what I want. The cargo terminal is empty. It's the only inventory other than the barrels that I can see on this ship. Oh, there's this connector. Maybe I'll actually repair this one. I'll hack it. Oh, thank you. Phew! Connector had the objective. I was really worried about that.
Inventory.
Thought for sure I was going to be stuck in a situation where I had to choose between losing faction standing and using creative mode to try and cheese one in, see if that worked. It's not really cheese if it's fixing a game bug, but then I'd think that, oh yeah, I'm just fixing a game bug. Then someone would point out to me that I actually screwed something up and I shouldn't have done it, and it was my fault all along and I just didn't realize it. Which is always my fear when I cheese something in, is that I'll think I'm doing it for totally legit reasons, and someone else will point out that, no, Splitsy, you're wrong. You screwed that up. It was your fault. And if I ever find grinder tools, this could be made a bit quicker by having some grinders on the front of the rover. I wouldn't normally say that, but I think these are, at least the ones I've been finding recently, they're of a similar enough size that I could probably get the grinders at about the right height to grind them, well, grind a decent chunk of it down using grid tools. And just because of the inventory size, it would be useful. And also, these are static grids, which does make them easier to grind down, because they don't bounce around and get kicked when you push them a bit too hard or anything like that. Oh, this trip is definitely going to net me enough stuff that I can do some serious building on the base, though. So good. Now, some of you might be wondering why I didn't build a clone before I came back here. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One, I got a big spamming of errors related to the clone mod the cryo respawn mod when I first loaded in, and I'm not sure what's going on there. So I'm a little bit worried that there might be a problem with it anyway. But the real big reason is that I actually don't have much food. What am I doing? Lights. So floodlights. And that should give me a nice bit of visibility up front. Ow! Oh. Glad I brought those medkits. I'm gonna need them. Well, with salvage side B all cleaned up, let's delete that one. Cool. And now, I'm looking at my rover going, it's too big. I went too big. I'm trying to decide whether I want to reshape it and resize it while I'm on the move. I'm thinking maybe seeing if I can go down to 2x2 wheels. Could be interesting. Keep with the 8 wheels, but make the wheels themselves smaller and bring it in a bit tighter. Maybe even try and get the wheels under the deck a bit. See if that'll work. Because one of the things I was intending with this rover, was for it to not become my base. I want it to be a large grid thing, and I want to see if I can do it being a large grid thing without it taking over that role. Because I think that's going to be an interesting design challenge. The other thing that I think is an advantage of making it smaller... Oh! Spicy. The other advantage of making it smaller is that the ridge lines shouldn't be as much of a risk to the vehicle. I'm not sure about the 2x2 wheels. I kind of just want to try them because I've never really built anything of size with 2x2s. But I was mainly thinking of them because I was like, oh, they might actually give me a nice way to resize the vehicle. To resize this thing. It really needs a name because I keep calling it the vehicle. And that's just a bit dull. Maybe when it takes its new shape, it'll have a more apparent name to it. I think I may have just driven myself into a giant crater that might be tricky to drive out of. Oh no. Oh no. That's very steep. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. This is not good. That is extremely steep. Oh no. No, 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 no. I hope I can hold on to this. It's doing pretty well so far. If I slide a little bit too far sideways though, this is gonna go badly. Very, very badly. Okay, come on. See the bottom. Just don't nose into the bottom. Yee. 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 Yeah. Phew. And we have arrived. Oh, this one's a bit different. It's got the big antenna. What else you got? Well, you might have something useful, maybe. You have... Oh, nothing useful. Nothing useful at all. Well, that's a disappointment.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh well. And another site cleaned up. Off we go. Turn it and delete that one. Off to salvage site F. As tempted as I am to do the redesign on the move, doing it beside such a small salvage just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. I'm hopeful that I might find another station like that original base that I called my home. Or, you know, something. But I haven't seen any random wrecks at all. And I'm a little suspicious that the reason for that is that I've got all these salvage bits out there. And that they're kind of suppressing the spawn possibilities. At least a little bit. And it's times like this that I'm glad I've got a gyroscope. Okay, I'm not doing a very good job of navigating through this terrain. It is very, very, very rough. There's just not much I can do when the ridge lines are too narrow for the rover, or almost too narrow for the rover. I can't see the giant pits, and I know I need to lose some altitude. Now, what's this little ship? I think I've wrecked one of these before. Maybe? I haven't! It's got a survival kit on it! I can actually produce some components.
Inventory
even
full.
if it's in a terrible way. I can do it.
Inventory full.
Yes! And yes, I don't care about the fuel that might have been in that. Oh, sweet! That's so good!
Inventory full.
It's obviously not a respawn, but it's a survival kit. It's a production block. I can actually make steel plate. Albeit very slowly, but I can make it. I can produce stuff from ingots. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Now, where's the goodies in this thing? So I haven't found them yet. Is it in the cryotube? Yes. Oh, so this is like a fairly large escape pod thing. That's cool. Oh, that's awesome. Survival kits, hinges. This trip has been well worth the drive. Oh. And merge blocks. Heck yeah. Feeling a little silly having bought those steel plate back at home base before. Now that I can actually make some. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna be able to do so much work on this rover. With that, and with my base, with the finding of the survival kit, I think that changes my decision and means I want to go home before I do much work on the rover. Because I know I'm going to be able to work on both the base and the rover when I get there. Which means doing the base first, getting the cryotubes up. I'm so hoping that I find some sort of food production block on my way back though.
Inventory.
Because if I find a farm or find just anything that produces food, it'll make a world of difference to keeping the clones alive. 11 k's further this way and then a nice long drive back to Yesla Station. I'm really hopeful that that drive might trigger a spawn of something that I can recover. So I haven't seen... Oh... No, I have seen something. I was thinking maybe I haven't seen any neutral spawns along the way. I think I have seen a station. There really hasn't been much. Which is very disappointing. What do we have this time? I've definitely been to this wreck before. Don't think I'm going to be getting anything new. But at least I get a little bit of ammo. Check the list, and yeah, there's nothing fancy here. I've been trying to make sure that I check the list to be absolutely certain before I just leave the place that I haven't left behind, say, a turret. So I would still like to get some turrets. That would be handy. I suspect I'm going to end up buying my way to turrets, though. Oh, gravity components, nice. Those are worth a pretty penny. It's kind of nice knowing that I've got the survival kit now, because that's going to open up potentially. I think I had some acquisition contracts that were requiring those sorts of basic components, so it opens up doing those ones even when they're asking for thousands of them, which are the ones that are realistically more lucrative anyway, because you get to just do it once and not have to do much rushing back and forth. And with hinges now, I should be able to build something that a lot of people have been suggesting and that I definitely like the idea of, which is a snake tube that goes into the safe zone and connects to the base and allows me to trade directly from my own base to the trade station at Yesla Station. Because I think, as much as it's kind of fun having my little thing over there, it would be nice to just be like, nah, I'm just going to sell directly from the base. I can complete these quests and complete a lot of them much more easily that way. There we go. That is the end of that. There was nothing good in that drop box, so don't stress about that. If you were wondering, let's get some food in me and drive home. I'm just going to check A, C, and G, just see how far away they are. 58. Yeah, we're not going to those. Well, there's one neutral spawn supply post. Fingers crossed for something I can actually salvage. I might need to slow down. 76 meters per second is really nice, but it might also be too fast. I really want to get away with this. I really want to risk it because it's so nice for, like, I'm only 25 k's away now. Oh no, that was getting a bit scary. Oh, 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 jeez, jeez, seeing the autosave for with the title that I gave this save after the near death last time come up as I'm doing that was I was made to look like that could have been deliberate. That was close. That was a little close. Oh. That's all the more terrifying when I remember that I weigh 500 tons. Glad I built eight wheels on this thing. Disappointingly, I didn't manage to actually see any wrecks that I could smash along the way, other than the ones that were part of my salvage quests, as I am almost home. At least I'm coming home with some good loot and some good unlocks. Finish all of these. I don't know which ones are the ones I've actually got. We got 3 left, yeah, that's right. Oh wow, computer contracts are really not worth doing. Ooh, 205 thruster components, 6.5 million. Maybe that one will be worth doing. And then I'm back. Step 1 has to be connecting this to the base so that I've got easy access to all of the steel plate that's on board, because I've got a fair bit, and I'm not shuffling that by hand. I'm going to build another temporary connection. Let's hope these actually are temporary. I'm going to do my best to make sure that they are, because what I'm going to do after I've got this hooked up is I'm going to start working on that base. I want it to get to a state where I can look at it and be like, yeah, that kind of pretty much counts as finished. Or at least usable. Oh, usable's the wrong word. Enjoyable. I want to be able to enjoy this space. Have it complete enough that it's enjoyable to be in there. And near it, too. So I think that's got to be my goal. Is to have a space that I enjoy being in. That height. This, yeah, I think if I drop the wheels, I'll be able to connect up to this. So I've completely run out of small steel tubes on the base, but I think I've still got a fairly sizable number of them on the rover. But interesting that I ran out of that as a component. I hadn't realized that I was actually getting low on those. That's going to be a bit of an issue if I do run low on those, because the survival kit that I got, it can't make those. It can make plenty of the other things that I want, but it can't make those. I'm going to go buy some more food. Need to remember to do that periodically. Can also be a handy way to get a few more salvage missions. Checking in here regularly. Looks like it should be about the right height. Gently does it. Can't really tell how close I am. Oh, crunch. Okay, height isn't quite right. That looks like it's good. Yeah. Lock it down. Now transfer everything across. Oh, 10,000 steel plates. Nice. I'll do pretty well. Ah, that's unfortunate. I did get heaps of steel plate. Really haven't gotten much bulletproof glass. So I'm still gonna struggle to get this enclosed. I might have to use the repair station bit to do that. Oh wait, no, hang on. Hang on a second. I don't actually remember whether survival kits can make that. Can they? So I should probably put a survival kit in here, even though it's a bit of a strange spot to have it. Because it's a production block, but because it's got the medical stuff on it, kind of look good next to the cryotubes. Oh, I could even replace one of the cryotubes with this. That might look interesting. Have 5 and then have the survival kit at the bottom. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see, can this make me the rest of those windows that I need? No! We can make computers, we can make solar cells, but we cannot make glass.
Energy
Nuts.
critical.
Even though I can't make this airtight, let's see if I can get these guys welded up. Start getting some lights in here, build some various stairways and things that are going to allow me to access. Oh no. Is bulletproof glass going to be required to get this thing functional? I think it is. Ah, nuts. Okay, I'm going to have to do more scrapping. I don't want to use the repair function to get this stuff. I know I can. It just feels like it's gonna bypass so much of anything I was hoping to do gameplay-wise in this that I kind of want to avoid using it. If it's for sale though, like regular sale, then yeah, I might buy them. Should go check. Oh, it is. Sweet. Bulletproof glasses for sale. Excellent. Now, obviously, I could just use the repair function, bring something over here that has some glass blocks on it, get them to be repaired, and then I've got access to absolutely every single possible component that I would want. And that's kind of the problem. It's so powerful that I don't want to really use it because I feel like it'll negate too much of the gameplay that I actually wanted to play. I want to do this stuff. I want to go out there and scrap things to try and get materials. I want to do that. So I'm going to try as much as I can. I'm not going to completely restrict myself from it, but I'm going to try as much as I can to not use the repair function. Because when I clicked and had the big rover completely done, it just felt like, well, I might as well go play creative mode. Which isn't where I have most of my fun. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it, but most of the time I want the slow grind, the build up, the sense of progression and sense of attachment to the things I build that I don't get from creative mode. Some people do. And that's great for them, but I don't. Here we go. Should have enough to finish this off now. Hooray! So this building's going to need to have an airlock, and I was thinking that this is actually where I'm going to have the entryway be. So the airlock will be on the inside, then I'll put a catwalk out here and maybe stairs down onto this deck, and then maybe some more stairs that go down the outside. Because I think these stairs on the outside, catwalks in general, are a great way to add detail to a build. They just are such an easy way to get good looking extra details on a build. And since I've got access to ice and O2H2 gens, I'm just going to make it a basic double door airlock. Not going to worry about a vent. I might though grab the light and put an inset light above it so that there is some light on the inside of the airlock. So if I turn off my suit lights, it's pretty dim in here. See how it feels if I put a light in there. Just fake coming through. Huh. I don't hate it. Let's turn the radius down. See if I can keep it to pretty much inside the walls. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, within the limits of what SE does for lighting, I don't hate it. I'm going to duplicate it actually. Might make it a little bit on the blue tinge side because that's kind of fun for airlocks. I'm going to increase the offset so that it actually lights the floor in there. There we go. It's not too much bleed through, so that's going to be okay. Especially once I have lights in here, you pretty much won't notice those blue tinges on there, I think. Yeah, not bad for a little airlock. Now, what else was I planning on putting in this room? I should get some actual lights in here first before I get too carried away with much else. So I'm going to need, in this room, I'm going to want a cargo terminal. So I'm definitely going to want to have some access to food in here. I think over this side I can probably hide it and hide the conveying that's going to be needed for it. I'll cut out the floor just so I know where it is. Put that down. Then let's think about what I'm going to do with the lights on the ceiling. The room's 6 blocks wide, so if I cut out these bits, just having a think about what I can do in the ceiling here to make it look a bit more interesting. I've gone with the troffer lights, and then I was thinking whether one of these pipe works. Could make it a bit more interesting, though maybe not the pipes, maybe just that side of it. Going down the middle. And there we go, a little bit of lighting in here. It is a little bit flat right now, but hopefully once we get a bit more detail in here, it'll get a little bit better. Now, conveying up to this building from my existing stuff, that's probably the next thing I should do so that I've got access to the cargo terminal. I can actually use it for... Oh, that's cut through the wall. It's not really what I want to do. Oh, but maybe it could work. I wonder how this wall would look if I put reinforced conveyors in its place. How does that look? Oh, I actually kind of like it. Alright, cool. Let's... So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut through here. We're going to go back along all the way. And I'm going to put the conveyor line just in this wall, in behind this other conveyor line, which is a duplicate, but so what? It looks nice. I don't care. There we go. Yeah. I kind of like it. It's adding some extra detail to the flat bits underneath. It's not going to get in the way of a vehicle driving underneath it. Not that that's really going to happen all that much anymore, because I've kind of changed my plans from that. If I end up doing any designs like this in the future, it'll be nice to know that hiding the conveyors in the wall like this actually does work. Oh, cool. I just had an idea. I was trying to think of what I could put as some little decorative elements on the roof here. I could put some tanks up here that I think will look nice. Particularly the lab oxygen tanks. And maybe a little lab hydrogen tank. So I wonder if I could sneak them in like... how am I going to do this without it messing with the roof inside? I go there with the hydrogen tank. Yeah, little oxygen tank there. With the oxygen tank on the roof there, the way to connect to it is from underneath. If I put certain blocks in here, especially with those pipes, air tightness might be an issue. So I'm thinking conveyor junction and then just put the cap on it. Because again, it's adding more of that detail to the exterior here. Breaking it up a bit more, which is nice. And then I'll figure out how I'm going to connect up the hydrogen tank. If I even do, I might move the hydrogen tank somewhere else. I think having an actual oxygen tank would be smart at this point. Oh wait, no. The control panels are on both sides of it. It's like, that looks a bit weird with the control panel, but it is on both sides, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Got an oxygen tank. This bit might end up getting another block taller before I put the antenna on. Maybe? We'll see. Now, to connect this back to the older part of the base that's going to get pretty much entirely torn up, except maybe not our wind turbines. Something I've not really done before is thought about my conveyor systems in terms of accessibility for maintenance. And I'm kind of wondering whether if thinking about them in that way might help make them look a bit more interesting. The reason that idea popped into my head was I put a conveyor junction in the corner here, and I'm going to put one of those conveyor caps on it. Because if you were going to access these conveyors to repair them, do maintenance on them, that sort of thing, you'd want accessibility in various areas, particularly areas that don't require you to bring along some sort of lifting vehicle like you would to access this one on the outside here, or this one on the outside here. So having one over here might work out quite well. Though speaking of the one around here, is it possible for me to do catwalks along here that don't look awful? I don't think so. I kind of like the idea of putting maybe the catwalks in here, in along the sides, but because of this conveyor cap, I can't place one in that block space. And so I think if I placed the others down, I'm then going to make it more obvious that I didn't do that one, rather than just not doing any at all. But what I could do to kind of meet it halfway would be to do ones without railings along here, and then a set of stairs up to the top. Or maybe just railings on this side. Yeah, that could look like some good maintenance access. Just trying to think about where the railings are going to add and where they're going to make it look obvious that I'm missing something that's kind of needed. Make it not look janky. That's going to need to be stairs. Might try conduit for this one. Use the little conduit corner so it's more hidden off to the side where this catwalk attaches. I think... I don't think that's the right spot for that to end. This might be tricky. Yeah, maybe that works better. Kind of tapers it off by having the catwalks go to just the railings and then it's open walking around the corner. Because we don't have a railing that can fit on this. And obviously, as mentioned before, we can't put anything with the conveyor cap. But I think this is adding some nice little bits of ways to break up these walls. What I might like to do is see if there's a way on this wall on the inside. No, that's all going to stay closed up. Alright, I was going to see if there was a spot that I might want to put a window, because at the moment the only natural light source is looking out this way, which is kind of makes sense, because I can see from dawn until dusk. I was thinking about where else I could put a window, and maybe this wall will end up being the one with the windows in it. Oh, windows that I don't normally use. Yes, let's close that back up. Let's put them high. Because then I can put decorative bits down lower if I change my mind later. So thinking of using these narrow viewports. And since they're up high, the double ones I think would make some sense. I have to see how it looks from outside, but Yeah. Yeah, nice. I'm happy with that. I'm going to need more glass, though. See if the shop's got any more for sale. Nice. It's got a little bit for sale. Let's buy all of that. My money is kind of dwindling a bit rapidly, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's check our salvage contracts. Anything close? Not really. I'll take a 49. Might be close enough to one of the others to be worth having. Oh, I'm so close to having this enclosed. I think I'm going to be short, though. Yep. 1 piece short. Not bad, though. This thing is improving. Now, what do I do about this end piece? I don't really want to use reinforced conveyors to go over to the base, and I expect that part of this linkage is going to persist later. So, I also don't want to put another conveyor cap here, because this is where I'm probably going to put the catwalk. So what block options do I have? If I put down the conveyor junction, I'm going to do something janky at the end here just to make it work for the moment. But we'll clean this up once I know exactly where this piping is going to go. Then cover that up with one of these. Now, I need catwalks coming out from this door. What to do for the rest of the stairs, though? Because with the conveyor port coming out here, it's a bit awkward. Just a touch. Oh, okay. I might want to put the stairs like that, which means I gotta move this whole pipe. No, that stairs don't work. Arrgh! I thought it might look nice with the stairs following the purple pattern.
Fuel low.
But no. No, because that doesn't work at all. Right, what if I cut off this and shrink it back 1 block to give myself a little bit more room for these stairs? Is that going to help me out? Possibly. Might also look nicer. So I can go full stairs there, all the way down, catwalk there. Means I'll change the way this is working so that the flow between the 2 stairs is better. Because I would have had myself turning around. So I go there. And then for the base of these stairs, because I've got this bit here, and as you walk across it, you get that little bump. To prevent that being a thing that I notice all the time, I'm just going to put a line armor panel there too. So I can walk smoothly all the way, airlock, down, down, and out. I'm not a huge fan of long stretches of stair like that, because they do tend to make it feel like you... because they're not safe. That's why you don't have them in the real world. That's why the stairs tend to have landings, so that if you fall down, you kind of stop at some point. You don't fall down the whole way. The only way I can think of avoiding that is to cut these out, and instead go with half-width stairs. So go that, and then we can go down 1 or 2, and then double back. But
Energy
I think we have to go down 1 only, because I can't put the catwalk there because that block's occupied. So we'll go with end piece there, end piece there, end piece there, and then we're down. And I might just put these in upside down here, because that'll look like a nice little stair to take you up that tiny little bit there. Cool.
Meteor storm inbound.
Yeah, that looks much nicer. That looks much more complete and correct. I'm happier with that. Sweet. Oh. Right. I've got a survival kit. I can get my health back now. I don't have to sit on 70 health. Forgot about that aspect of that advantage of getting them. Whoops.
Inbound.
No longer relying on food to get my health up. Excellent. I can live on 150 health. That's going to be a lot better. I need to put a survival kit on my big vehicle so I can heal myself while out and about. Well, let's get these welded up. Let's see if I've got enough bits. Something I'm not a big fan of usually is these spiral stairs if I'm playing on a save where I don't have a jetpack. Because it's not the most pleasant of things to traverse, especially when you're using the half-width stairs. And definitely if you're using the half-width stairs on something that's moving. On a planetary base, it's fine because you've got gravity always aligned perfectly to it, so you can actually traverse these things. But if you get just the slightest tilt, the half stairs don't work anymore. And that's annoying. Like, really annoying. But since I've got a jetpack, these stairs, they're mostly decorative. And as far as decorative elements go, kind of one of my favorites. Yes. Look at that.
Fuel low.
Building is taking shape. Alright, last piece of glass has been welded up. Now, let's put a vent in here. Let's see if I can pressurize this joint. What? No. Okay. Where have I not connected that up? Oh. I didn't fill the hole. Yep. There's your problem. Let's fix that, because that's going to prevent me pressurizing this space. There we go. Pressurized. Huzzah. Pressurized base, pressurized cryotubes. That means I just need to figure out how I'm going to get enough food and supplies to support one clone. Now, it is only one clone because the clones require silver ingots, and I have no means to generate silver ingots. I can only use the ones that I currently have, and I only have enough for a single clone. So even though I've got all these cryotubes, that doesn't mean I've got 5 clones. It means I have one, and when that one gets used, I have no ability to respawn again until I find a proper refinery or a proper assembler. The proper assembler because I can break down stuff like gravity components and the like to get silver. But I'd say I've made some decent progress today, so that's all I got time for, and I will be back with some more of this very soon, and I will see you then.